Welcome back to the Brutally Honest podcast. Ignore how crazy my hair looks. I put a bunch of oils in it, like coconut oil and all that. Anyways, so yesterday I made a podcast episode talking about how I want to move to Sedona and how it's like a really big life change because I'm in the city right now and it's like a mountain town in the middle of nowhere and it's like older people vibes. Like I live in a very young area on a college campus and I was like, I don't know if I should do it, but like I'm feeling like I should do it even though I'm nervous and it's like a big change and all that, yada, yada, yada. Well, today I woke up and I realized, no, I actually don't want to move to Sedona. I want to move to LA. I went from being so convinced that I want to move to a town in the middle of nowhere that has like no civilization, like so convinced that I was going to live there, to wanting to move in like the most chaotic city in the United States. This is how fast I changed my mind. And I know this about me. I knew when I was set on Sedona that there was a chance that I will completely change up everything. It's so weird. Sometimes I can have like an idea and be so set on the idea. Maybe it's like a decision for how I want to go about life, or maybe it's like a career decision or a relationship decision, and I'll be so set on it. But literally the next day, I can be like, nah, I don't want to do that anymore. Like if there's a guy I like and I'm like, yeah, he's the one. Like I want to get with him, whatever. Literally like 2 weeks later, I could just completely switch and be like, nah. And I don't know why I'm like this. I have a hard time with making decisions in general. Like I am a very extremely indecisive person. And I thought indecisiveness comes from like anxiety or like feeling like insecure or like unsure of yourself. But I don't know because I made a decision on wanting to move to Sedona and I was very confident in that. And then the next day I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And I was so like sure in that. So now I'm like at this point, I'm like, what is right or what is wrong? Like, what is the right decision to make and what is the wrong decision to make in life? Maybe none of it really matters, but I want to work on how to just trust my intuition and keep going down the right path of life for me. It's interesting how that works. Like, one decision you can make can change the entire course of your life forever, can change the people you make, the connections you have, the career you have, the person you are. Like, let's say you decide to go to a different school than the original one that you're planning on. Well, from going to that school, you meet this person, you get this connection, you get this career, and your life is just in this course of direction. So, as I'm growing up and I'm wanting to like evolve and really make an impact on this world, I'm trying my best to listen to my intuition for the right steps to take. But sometimes following my intuition feels nearly impossible. Like, I want the best for myself. I want to make all the right decisions. I'm doing all the best things I can possibly can for that. I'm working hard. I'm meditating. I'm taking care of myself. But it's scary to think that like everything comes down to decisions. Like if you decide to meet with that person that one day, if you decide to go on that trip. So now that I have this base, I have a really good foundation where I have a nice apartment, I have a good job, I have a decent life. I'm trying to figure out the right decisions to make for the next steps in my life that will enhance it and be beneficial to me. And I know you don't have to worry about that when you are just like in a connected state. That's what I was learning from India. Like the more you meditate, the more you like clear your mind, the more that you're just like with yourself, the fear of not making the right decision isn't there because you're just connected. Like in India, they call it universal intelligence or the divine, but it's whatever it is for you. Like everyone has a different version of it. You call it God, Jesus, whatever it is. For me, I go by the universal intelligence or divine, um, or the universe. And when I think of the universe, I think that's the thing that I connect to that will help guide me in the right direction of my life. So, what I'm getting confused on is what's part of my plan and what is me connecting to the universe to get this direction in my life, and what is me not and making the wrong decision? How do I know everything that I'm doing is the right thing? I know that's part of like the teachings is like you don't know, and that's okay. Like you just flow. But I'm a person who needs control in a sense. Like I want to know if everything's going to work out. I mean, I feel like we all have that. So I'm learning the balance of just flowing and letting things like just be. And it's been nice. Um but then like things like this come up where the other day I was so set on wanting to move to Sedona, and then today I woke up and I'm like, "No, I want to move to LA." So the fact that I can just change my mind so fast on decisions that will be very crucial to my life, or the fact that I can make a decision that is so crucial to my life, like where I'll live, so fast and impulsively, worries me, because then I'm thinking, like, what is this connection thing and following intuition thing? Like, is that intuition? Is making a fast decision on an impulse, is that intuition or is that not? Like, what is intuition? When do you know it's like the right voice guiding you? And when do you know that it's external factors from the outside world guiding you and it's not your intuitive voice? Like, that's something I'm always trying to understand. When I got back from India, I was in this insane place. Like, I literally felt like I was at such a high frequency. I was able to feel energy on another wavelength. Like, I've never experienced that. Like, literally from being in India, I feel like I unlocked a weird little gift. But the gift only comes when I meditate. Like, when I'm really in tune with myself and doing all the right things for myself, like taking care of myself, eating healthy and all that, then that's when I like feel energy the most. And I was in India for 2 months and I was eating their food and I was meditating every day and I was around this insane energy. So when I came back, I was just feeling this insane like frequency with me. And I think I formed a connection to my form of what I believe God is through the energy, because I noticed when there was moments where I was trying to make a decision or trying to understand things, the energy would come to me. And I had weird synchronicities with it. Also, this energy that I was feeling, it was like in my head a lot, and it would be like in my chest, and it'd be like an over body like sensation. It's just, I can't really explain it. It's just, I felt intense energy. There was one synchronicity I had with this energy where when I got back from India, I had 2 days at Arizona, and then I flew up to Florida for a seminar thing, and I spent 2 weeks in Florida, and I got a hotel that was really nice. Basically, for the hotel, I did a down payment when I arrived. And then when I left, there was $800 left to pay. But for some reason, my card was not going through. It happens when I travel, like it was just declining and it wasn't working. And I was calling the hotel because I was freaking out because I didn't want like an unpaid bill. That just doesn't look good. And they were having all these issues with trying to change my card and stuff. And they told me that I'm going to have to file a claim and it's going to take 48 hours to get back to me, and then I'll be able to change my card. And like in the middle of the process, I was stressing out and like calling the hotel a lot because I don't know, just the idea of an unpaid bill was just not cute. But there's this one time where I just got off the phone with the hotel and I was just sitting there and I was like, oh my God, this is so annoying. Like, what am I going to do about this like $800? And then I felt the energy just like whooshing over me, like my head, everything. Like I just felt this like lightness. And then 5 minutes later, I got a email saying that all of my balance has been like gone. Like, what's the word? There's another word for it. My balance has been cleared. And that's when I realized that I can communicate with this energy. And this energy can help me flow through the world and actually create synchronicities for me. And so from there on, I was kind of like testing it out. And I was just feeling the energy. And I would feel it when I meditate. I felt it when I did things that were good for myself. I could tell the energy like that. Like when I was really taking care of myself, working out, just on a good path, it was there. Like I felt it. But when I was doing things like going out and drinking, it wasn't there. Like there was no energy. So I learned to have this system with my inner divine or whatever it is, where I can communicate with it. One thing I learned about the system is it's something that you have to build up, like that energy experience I was getting. So through doing my hour-long meditation every day, staying really, really disciplined and like not drinking or anything like that, then the energy is like something that's able to access me. But I think I got a little overwhelmed with this new gift, I guess you could say. And I was like kind of obsessing a little, like what if I like completely get rid of the energy, because I know it can go away if you're not consistent, because I've had that, experience before where I was in a really good place and then I stopped being consistent and then it was done. And I was thinking too much in my head, and then I was like going out and I was drinking alcohol, and like slowly as I was just like kind of like going down this little path, that crazy energetic feeling did go away. Also, that's just something normal that happens when you go back in the real world, like from being in a very spiritual experience. And that is what is expected, because when I was in India, I like was barely on my phone. I was in a very clean, pure environment. I was living like on their land, like eating their organic food, around really good people. And then I come back here and I'm like, yeah, it's a lot, So like I have my phone and then I'm talking to people again, and there's drama and there's this and there's like all this stuff, like a lot of consumerism here. And so that can definitely like tank me down in a frequency. And then also like my own discipline took me down in frequency. I wasn't staying on top of my ish. For the first 2 weeks coming back, I was like so in line with that energy, and I was meditating and all of that. But then, I got caught up. I still meditate, but I'm not as consistent as I was. And then it just happens, and it's okay. You can't be hard on yourself. So yeah, the energy, strong feeling did go away, like how it was, where it was like literally actively communicating with me. Now I'm in a good balance where I meditate at a good amount, and like I'm just adjusted back to the real world, and I do feel the energy. It comes here and there, not in the same way like it used to. If I meet with the monks like on Zoom, I'll feel like a surge of energy all the time. When I talk to them, I always feel surges of energy. Different like dynamics and situations, like I'll feel it, but not in that same way. And I think this goes back to the intuition thing, because I was questioning like, when am I making the right decision for myself that's coming from the flow state, like being totally in line with everything, and when am I making the wrong decision for myself? And through that experience of feeling intense energy all the time, I learned that when I wasn't taking care of myself, the energy would go away. So I think it's really just that simple with intuition. It's just when you're taking care of yourself and you're doing what your body wants, like for keeping it healthy and what feeds your soul and what makes you happy, then it's the right decision. But if you're going down a bad path and it's just not the best for you, then it's not the best decision. Here's where I question, okay? So I noticed when I did drink more and go out in the nightlife more, the energy did go away. I have an experience with nightlife. I have a history of nightlife where I did get sucked up in nightlife. But now I have a really good relationship with nightlife where I can just go here and there. Like I barely go out. And when I go out, I have a fun time and I meet some good people. So that's why I'm curious. So like the energy is not it's not in me, like it's not strong in me when I'm going out and I'm drinking. But I know myself and I'm drinking with reason and I'm hanging out with cool people and having fun, and it's okay to have fun and let go. So the goal of this following intuition thing isn't to completely be so strict on yourself and think like, oh, I can only be around high vibrational things and only be a good person and only do good things and I can't go out and party, because then that's just when it turns into a religion. So I know deep down inside, when I dabble into going out and drinking, it's not bad. And it's not necessarily the wrong path. Even though that high frequency feeling goes away from me when I do, I know the next day I can meditate and it will come back. So I don't think this flow state, like when you get into it, it's not made to tell you what's wrong and what's right. It's just, hey, I'm here more in your life when you are just more in line with yourself this way. And like you can do whatever you want to do. Like that's why I'm really into like universal intelligence. It has no rules. in a sense. Really, like, universal intelligence is a very interesting thing. Like, that's a whole podcast I can touch on. Like, I really touched it in India. There's no rules or beliefs behind it. It's not like, oh, you're this type of person, you're a bad person, so I'm not in your life. The universal intelligence is always there. You can access it more when you are in line with yourself, meditating, grounded, like in your body, like feeling yourself, not getting sucked into like external things. But it's not to villainize the external things, shall I say. Because I think that's the beauty and like what I like about spirituality is to balance out the spiritual world and the real world. Like, I can be in the real world and I can also be like a spiritual person, but I don't have to make spirituality my entire identity. And that's why I get a little nervous talking about it on this podcast or talking more about it on social media, because I don't want to be a hippy dippy online. I don't want to be this uvu juvu girl. I don't want a spiritual aesthetic. Like, I think there's an issue with spirituality where it got really aestheticized, where people were dressing like hippies and having crystals and making a whole religion out of it, like a zodiac religion. Like, oh, you're this zodiac and you're this type of person, you know? Like, they wanted to literally make spirituality a religion, like in the US. It's not like that in India, which is funny. Like, only in the US, it's part of that culture of making spirituality like a religion, especially in LA. But what I like about being a spiritual person is I can be in the real world and not be clouded with beliefs of who is a bad person, who's a right person, who's on the good path, who's on a bad path. They need to follow the spiritual path. They need to do this, because I think that's what religions do a lot. And not to say that people in spirituality don't do that, because a lot of people do. But I'm choosing to go this route where like I want to be spiritual, meditate like on my ish, but I want to be in the real world. I love wearing designer. I love superficiality. I like nice things. You can't catch me dead doing van life. I like the business world. I like going out and drinking, and I like party, and I'm still a spiritual person. So that's another thing on that. And I do find people in the spiritual community who like literally think that you have to be this way. Another thing so annoying about the people in the spiritual community is like they'll try to like bring people to like their ways of doing things because they think it's like the best and right way, but like every way is right, every religion is right, every practice is right, as long as you just have things that hold you accountable and make you come back to yourself. Whether you're in a different religion or you don't have a religion, as long as you're just centered with yourself and you can like look into your feelings and understand who you are as a person. That's why I think we all follow something, you know? We just follow it to be grounded, because if we don't have something, then oh my God, this world is going to be hard to be in. Like, if I didn't have this divine like belief I have, like where I just feel like I have the divine with me, like I just feel God with me a lot. If I didn't have that, then like I would be a mess. I would be an emotional wreck. I wouldn't know how to understand myself. Like, having something greater than me has helped me connect with myself in this world and not be so afraid or alone. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I guess I'll just end it there. Thanks for watching. Bye.